Hello, people. Hello, everyone. Um, I'm not prepared. To be honest with you guys, I'm really not prepared. It's been a very long day. I know every Friday I do my lives. Every Friday I'm usually up, pep, ready to go, ready to talk about some stuff. Hi, Kareem Spirits. How are you? Hi, Ty. Hi, Stacy. So I have a few announcements to make, which is part of the reason why I'm probably not going to be on as long as I normally am during our weekly lives. Before I make the announcements, let me just start by saying welcome to Intuitive Vibes, Narc Survival 101. Okay, it's your girl Erica here. If you're new to the channel, your first time coming through, look through the content, look through the videos, look through previous lives. And if you happen to find what I do helpful for you, hey, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. So that way you're notified every time we come live and every time I put up a video, which has been a while since I've done it, but I have plenty on my channel that you can see. Hi, Groove. Welcome back, honey. How are you? I'm good. Oh, I'm sorry. I read. I read your message wrong. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much. So, guys, I wanted to give some exciting news. I have officially, I'm trying to make the deadline, but I have officially applied to go back to college. Yes, I've officially applied to go back to school and get my studies up so I can get my degree. Thankfully, I did it in just the right time because everything goes through smoothly. I will officially be in school starting September 8th. Yes, September 8th. Okay. I'm really serious about this, guys. I'm serious about getting my degree because I want to, I still want to continuously help people. I still want to continuously help educate people. And I want to be legit. I want to be completely legit, meaning that, listen, there's no denying my experiences, but I want to be able to, be someone to say that I am well taught on how to help other people on a more professional note. But of course, it gives people more confidence in knowing that I have credentials, that I have the experience, that I have what it takes to help them. So thank you, Ty. Thank you. So yeah, I actually have to, in order to get into the school, I have to do an essay. Okay, actually, I have to do two essays, and God, I haven't done essays in so long. It's been so many years. Not since the blog that I did, but yes, I have to work on these because everything is pretty much moving pretty fast for me. So this will also mean that lives, one-on-ones, group chats, they're not going to stop, but I have to work around the schedule. Okay, I'm trying to really get this done, guys, and I'm really trying to. I'm super excited about it. So anyone who is in support of what I am doing and is very understanding, I thank you and I appreciate all of the support. But just to let you guys know, I will be doing my I'll be doing a lot of work. I will be doing a lot of work because I'm really trying to get it, just get this done. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get this done. So yeah, that's my news, guys. I'm going back to school and I am super excited about it. And I will be able to also utilize the things that I learn, of course, to help apply them every time I do a live, every time we do content, every time I do, any videos or anything that is meant to help educate people with regards to psychology, you know, trauma, behavioral disorders, personality disorders. I am looking to really do this. And I will put my certificate right behind me. So each and every time I do a video, each and every time I do a live, it'll be there. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, Gil. So, yes, guys. With that being said, like I said, I'm not going to be on too long tonight. Because I have to start. I'm going to have dinner, and then I got to really get started on these essays because I have to do a meet and greet on Monday, speak with the director, and get all of this other stuff done. So I am prepared to start in September. And it's going to be a lot. It's a lot on my plate. It's a lot for me to do. It's a lot for me to take on. But you guys know me. You know, I listen, you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, right? And for me, it's just something that I need to do. It's something I need to do. It's something I need to get done because there are so many people who really, really need the help. And even though I will be doing, you know, I will be going back to school and I will be getting what's necessary to become more legit on paper, I'm still going to continue to do what I'm doing here, which is helping people, which is creating content, which is giving it to the people who need it most. And yeah, working with them. I mean, I don't charge for one-on-ones. I don't charge for group meetings. I don't charge for emails. Like, the only thing I can say is that with regards to the one-on-ones, there's going to be some form of a change because I may not have time to do one-on-ones, but I can do emails. You know, I can do emails. So if you know, I can't do a one-on-one with you, but you can, type it up and send it to me. You know, I'm always pretty consistent with responding to my emails and giving people advice, giving them answers that they may need. So definitely do that. And it kind of sucks because I love talking to you guys. I love being here with you guys. I love, being in the groups with you guys and just, we've created this family. So, it does kind of make me a little sad because it won't be like it was before where I can just do everything consistently. But it is for the greater good and it's for a really good cause. It's for, for me to take these steps. So I do hope people can understand, and I do hope that, when I do officially come back 100,000%, and of course having that, the degree that I needed to actually give some form of, psychological advice, therapeutic advice, things to that effect, and learn how to learn how to properly diagnose people and, just different things. I'm going to do it. Got to do what I got to do, right? Thank you so much, Ty. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for being who you are and being understanding. And it's been really rough these past few weeks, but I'm taking it one day at a time though. Taking it one day at a time. And it's interesting. Earlier today, just a little side note. Earlier today, I was looking through my email because the school needs a copy of my social security card and Lord knows where it's at. So I'm trying to find a copy in my email. And interestingly enough, I had found a letter that I had written to my ex at the time when we were together. And this was years ago. We were together years ago. I found a letter that I emailed to him, and I always found myself to be able to express myself with words, typing down words, writing down words. And it's amazing how I sat there and I read the letter and I was like, I was literally apologizing to someone for invalidating my feelings. And the letter was, it was very expressive of how much I wanted to make that person happy. And I don't mean to be the way I am, which causes him to react the way he does. And, and maybe next week's live, I'll definitely, I'll read it to you. There are no names in it. There are no names in it. So, it's not to be, as if I'm, like revealing or, giving out this person's personal information. But it's just interesting how when I read this letter, I was sitting there looking back at the person I used to be and how I always constantly apologized for speaking up my truth or speaking on how I felt. And it's just crazy how, your feelings get invalidated in a relationship. Like if, you don't have a right to feel the way you do. You don't have a right to say the things you say or speak, just speak your mind. You don't have a right to any of those things. And looking at this letter, I saw my codependency. I saw the inability to have a backbone. I saw what I was doing wrong, everything I was doing wrong. But I did also see in this letter, I saw my level of accountability, meaning that I did take accountability for certain things that I was doing on my end that was stemming from my codependency issues. But I just saw myself apologizing to someone who really didn't care about my feelings, who really didn't care about the fact that, I'm doing my best to try to make them happy, try to fulfill them. When the reality of it was, now that I look at it, the reality of it was, you can't fulfill someone. You cannot continuously give to someone who is never truly satisfied with anything, including their own life, themselves. They're never truly satisfied. And again, I never ever diagnosed this person as a narcissist. I did say that if I had to say what type, if he was one, I would say he was an inverted, covert narcissist. But his behaviors were definitely narcissistic. And the all in all backlash of the discard, whether it be prior and and post discard. But looking back at our relationship, he was definitely living in survival mode. I could tell you that much. And the level of emotional manipulation, the level of the lack of accountability, and the level of knowing that, because these people know when they have someone in their life, they know when the person is, thank you, Kareem, thank you. They know when the person is really trying to, go to the farthest extent to do something nice for them or to make them happy or to make them feel good. And it's because of that, you know, they non appreciation. It's because of that discontentment with life. And of course, their inability to really be satisfied with anything is what pushed us. It pushed us to do more. It pushed us to go further. It pushed us to continuously try harder because, if you notice everything you've ever done, it was never good enough. Anything you done, it was never good enough. Anything you said, it was never good enough. Anything, you would give to them, never good. It was not good enough. You give them an inch, that's not enough. You give them a yard, it's whatever. Just understand something, and this is for anyone who's going through and anyone who doesn't make it to the stream, who catches it on the stream. You can never fulfill someone who does not know how to fulfill themselves. Okay? If they don't know how to fulfill themselves, then your efforts are going to be in futility because it's just going to pretty much go on deaf ears. So looking at that letter, it just really brought me back to a place of where I was, because I used to write him letters. Like, I used to work nights, so I used to always express myself with writing things. I would, I knew he was asleep, so I would sit there and just write everything if you have an iPhone, you have the notepad. I would write everything in the notepad, and then I would copy and paste it into the text message because I didn't want to risk sending it accidentally and I didn't finish it. And I noticed that I used to do that a lot. I used to always write him stuff. So when he woke up the next morning, he would see what I was writing to him, and he would see that I was thinking of him. But you can't really understand if you're dealing with narcissistic people, if you're dealing with people who are just emotional voids, if you're dealing with people who live in survival mode, you're dealing with people who are emotionally detached, who are emotionally unavailable. You will be working in futility. You will be working beyond your farthest extent, and you will still not reap anything from it. Not that you do things to reap the benefits from it, but you'll continue to keep trying and trying and trying and trying. And they see that you're trying. They know that you're trying. And every time you come up to them and you bring them a pot of gold, you bring them a cup of love, you bring them, the world on a silver platter, that's their response to it. You got to stop trying. You got to stop doing it. You know, all of that stuff that you're bringing to them, you need to start pouring that into you. You need to really start putting that into you. Narcissistic people are the kind of people who walk with false identities. They walk with false masks. They are not the people that they claim to be. Okay? And when you have someone who's narcissistic in nature, the key term, narcissistic, very selfish. Okay? Their actions are selfish. Their lifestyles are selfish. Their, you know, the way they talk to people, the way they act around people, it's just a very selfish type of tone. And you cannot really get anywhere with someone who is selfish. You really can't. You can keep giving and giving and giving and giving, but you're not going to get anywhere with them. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. Hi, Sky. Hi, Cicely. Ty says, besides, I'll just call and text you to harass you. That's fine. You know it's no bother. It's no bother. You guys are my family, so. But yeah, it's funny because, you know, coming across that, it just helped me to realize that, you know, that everything that I was doing was in futility. It didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter how I did it or how much I did it. It was what it was, you know. So I just learned that regardless of anything, these people, you know, one thing that we have to understand as non-narcissistic people, manipulative type people, is that these people were raised in this, they were ingrained with this, they were, you know, brought up on this, they were, you know, they learned to survive with this type of nature versus nurture. So at the end of the day, if you're dealing with someone who doesn't know how to treat, you know, guys who doesn't know how to treat a man, or ladies who doesn't know how to treat a woman, or vice versa, if you're in the same sex relationships, if you're dealing with the kind of people who just don't know how to be emotionally available, who insist on projecting their trauma, their baggage onto you, who insist on, you know, being around the kind of people that are, you know, either enabling their toxic behaviors or are just as toxic as they are, you would be going down a very, very deep, dark rabbit hole. And it's just not worth it. It really isn't worth it. And that's one of the things that I realized. There was no doubt in my mind that I loved this person, that I would have given my left arm to this person. But it takes you having to really be away from a situation to understand that this is no good for me. This whole entire situation was never really any good for me. The signs were there, the patterns were there. I just refused to look at them because I wanted to see the best in that person. I wanted to see more in that person. I was waiting for the person I fell in love with to come back. That's who I was waiting on. And I know a lot of us can resonate with that. A lot of us can, you know, really understand that that's just where we were in our lives and how we try to handle things. Let's see. Lane says, hey, appreciate your work. Thank you, Lane. What do you think about them contacting you in a no contact? And when I stupidly replied, got ghosted, confusing. That's why they contact you in no contact. They contact you because the minute you do reply, they can ghost you. They can play those games. It's a power play. That's all it is. It's a power play. And when they have not contacted you for a certain period of time, and let's just say you decided to go no contact and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to try. It's going to hurt. It's hard, but I'm going to try. You decide to, you know, go no contact and just, you know, go radio silent. They will try to reach out to you to test you. It's to test to see if you will respond to them. It's to test to see if, you know, because your response to them lets them know that you still have feelings for them. Lets them know that you are still thinking about them. Or even possibly you've been waiting for them to reach out to you. Okay. It's not uncommon for someone, a narcissistic person who has already run a discard. It's not uncommon for them to break no contact, or to violate your no contact, to reach out to you. Then the minute you say hi, how are you, they ghost. They ghost. And that's simply because they just wanted to prove to themselves that they can still, you're still reachable, you're still kind of holding, because when you go complete no contact, you are closing a door, you're shutting a door, and you are sealing it shut, which means you're not giving them any kind of entry, you're not giving them any kind of leeway in. But this is simply a way to get you to start thinking about them again, get you to feel some kind of way. It's a way to really just tug at you, mess mind. I'm trying so hard not to curse. To screw with your mind. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're just there to play with you, play games with you. And I know that it can be confusing for some people, because some people really, listen. You have some people who have been so caught up, so deep in a relationship with someone like this, and they're like, but I just don't get it. How the hell is it possible? This person was so sweet to me. This person was, just, seemed so humble and loving and caring. And I don't understand. And victims actually make excuses. Some of them actually make excuses for these people. Well, they had a rough childhood, or their parents were abusive, or their exes cheated on them, or, when does it become their fault? When at some point does it become their fault? People don't, sometimes they don't want to blame the person. Sometimes they want to blame everyone else, because that's what the abuser would also do. The abuser would blame everyone else for their own wrongdoings and their own actions. So when it comes to a victim is so, so caught up in the trauma bond that it's like, but they grew up with a bad family, and it was abusive, and there was this and there was that. No, don't make excuses for their behaviors. Do not. Okay? I'm sure a lot of us have grown up in different households. We've had different experiences. But if we are going to be held accountable for what we do, because at the end of the day, they know right from wrong. They know right from wrong. They know the pain that they're causing you. They know the hurt. They know the anger. They know everything. They know all of these things. There's no reason to make excuses for them. But unfortunately, you do have victims who do that. You have victims who do that, and they want to empathize, they want to sympathize, they want to bargain, they want to reason, they want to sit there and be like, something, but if this person just opens their eyes a little more, and and I can show them, more love, and maybe they can open up their heart. Listen carefully. Okay? A narcissistic person, a narcissist, is someone who is influenced by the Jezebel spirit, which is a very, very strong, very controlling, very demonic type spirit. And that's where when you get into it with them and they go into narcissistic rage, it's because that spirit is getting fueled, okay? And getting angered because you're not allowing it to just take control. If you're fighting them on a discard, if you are, if you're questioning them, if you're holding them accountable, if you're doing these things, you are going against the grain with them. You are defying them. That's why they get the way they do. That's why people say, listen, everybody has a different experience with narcissistic rage, but a lot of people have said, their eyes have changed. Their face starts to change. Their whole demeanor and their posture starts to change. Listen, only thing I was waiting for was for the head to spin like The Exorcist. That was the only thing I was waiting for. But at the end of the day, these are people who are very spiritually oppressed. They're very emotionally oppressed, psychologically oppressed. It's like there is a child there, because if you notice, their behaviors are very immature, extremely immature. Like sometimes you may have asked yourself, am I dealing with an adult or am I dealing with a child right now? Because you're acting like a child. The reality of it is that you're dealing with a childlike mind, but they're physically an adult. Okay? the child, the innocent child was within them, because it's no longer there. That was the child that they used to be before they started getting into, before all of this survival mode bullshit that was put onto them, specifically from their caregivers. That was the child who they used to be. And unfortunately, you got the shitty end of the stick, because you ended up being in relationships with people like this. When people show you signs of emotional unavailability, you got to take it for what it is. You have to take it for what it is. You can't say, "Oh, well, I can change this person," or "I can, if I do a little this, or if I do a little of that, if I show them some more love, I can change this person." People only change when they want to change. They will not change because you are trying to influence them to change. It's not going to happen. Especially someone who's very stubborn, who's very stuck in their ways, and someone who's my way or the highway. That type of personality. No, they won't change. They won't. They may give you the impression that they will change, or that they have changed, or if it means getting something out of it, but they will not change. And in this case, if you have dealt with a narcissist, if you dealt with someone extremely narcissistic, because listen, both of them have the same characteristics and traits, but they're not the same, both of them are not the same person. Someone who suffers NPD and someone who is narcissistic are two different people. Okay? Two different people. But if you're dealing with someone who is narcissistic, emotionally unavailable, emotionally stunted, emotionally immature, emotionally impotent, whatever you want to call it, you got to take that as a red flag and just say, you know something? Yeah, you cute. Yeah, you're good in bed. Yeah, you took a good one. Yeah, you got a nice smile. Yeah, you got a nice behind. Yeah, you got a nice little look going for you. But this is not worth me losing my sanity in the process. I don't think so. Okay? I do not think so. Okay? Because I, as a woman, knows. I, as a woman, know. Okay? When it boils down to getting a man, I mean, come on, it's not hard. It really isn't. It's just by choice. It's all by choice. Okay? When you have people who are extremely insecure, they have to put up this whole persona. They have to put up this whole front. They have to put on the mask. They got to put on a show. They have to put on a show, and they have to impress people. These are the kind of people who look to impress people. They look to create this image of themselves and project it onto other people. Mind you guys, this image, they don't even believe it themselves. They really don't. But it's something that was programmed within them. They have to just basically be like, okay, you know what? This is what they want to see. This is what they want to hear. This is what's getting me admiration. This is what's getting me attention. This is what's putting people, on my jock, so to speak. But this is what's getting me the attention and the admiration that I want. Reality of it is that they don't even believe in that. They don't believe they're good people. They don't believe, because they know what they know right from wrong. You can't sit here and possibly tell me that you're consciously doing something really manipulative, deceptive, hurtful, demeaning, immoral, whatever, and you honestly gonna sit there and believe that you're a good person. They tell themselves that because they have to try to convince themselves, because they know that if other people point fingers at them, or if the other people come and judge them, it's gonna tear them down way, way, way below sea level. That's how far down it's gonna tear them. So they have to give this impression that they're good people, that they're humanitarians, that they are, they're people of God. They're people who, and these are all people who are wolves in sheep's clothing. Okay? You do have people that are emotionally unavailable. You have people who've been hurt throughout their lives. And they simply don't trust people. They simply don't trust situations. And even though in attempts to try to make things happen, they hurt people in the process. You do have people as well who do that. But when you're dealing with someone who is completely selfish in their ways, totally inconsiderate, not thinking about anybody else but their own self-gratification, hurting people in the process, or hurting you in the process, and not thinking twice about it, not caring about how you feel, because it's all about my own self gratification at this point in time. Even though it's temporary, cut your loss. Cut your loss, because these are the kind of people that they're patternists. Okay, they're repetitive, they're patternists, and it continues on. I was just talking about it on TikTok earlier this week when I did a live, and I was telling people, stop going back to exes. Stop doing that. Okay? People often think that, well, the person that I dealt with, and I don't care if it's a child's parent or not, the person that I dealt with for years, we break up, we make up, we break up, we make up. And you have one person on one end who's thinking, this person still loves me because, something, they keep coming back to me. No, they keep coming back because of convenience. They keep coming back because of familiarity, because it's easier. Why? Because you keep letting them in. Okay? You have people in this world who will go out there and screw around with everybody else and then be like, oh, something doesn't work out for me. I'm going to run back to the ex. The ex is going to open the door, make a plate, set a plate for them on the table, and set a spot for them in their bed. It's going to be a continuous thing. And some people you have that are sitting there hoping that the person changes. Oh, well, I'd rather have this person in my, well, that's a third person, but you have people that sit there thinking, any minute now, this person's going to change. They keep coming back into my life. They keep coming back in. So they must love me. They're just so confused, and they don't really know what they want. They don't know what they're doing. If that's the case, you don't need to be with somebody like that. Someone who's confused about you, someone who's not sure they want to be with you, even after everything you have done to show them and prove to them, what you're willing to do to make them happy, and they're still confused about you. Oh, I'm confused. I don't know if I want to be with you. I don't know if I want to be in a relationship. After all of this, man, mandalo para carajo, okay? Send them straight to hell. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm really not sorry. Okay? Because at the end of the day, if you do all that you do and they're telling you, I'm confused, I don't know what I want. All right, well, you know something? You do you. I'm going to go do me. But when you're dealing with a narcissistic person, they may try to run that on you. And when you tell them, all right, go do you and I'm going to do me. No. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to do all that. They don't want you doing, they want to do them, but they don't want you doing you. They want you to sit at home with your tucked between your legs and waiting for them. That's what they want. So they can go out there, get the gratification that they want, get their ego boosted, get their self-esteem brought up, feel desirous in the public eye or whatever the hell it is that they do. And then when they come back to you, you'll be sitting on your windowsill waiting for them to come in and be with you all over again. And that's just plain bullshit, guys. That's plain bullshit, okay? You're not no one's backup plan. You're not an option. You do not have to be someone's option when you can have someone else, who's going to appreciate you. You shouldn't have to do all of that. You shouldn't have to sit there on ice waiting for that person to come back because you think they're going to change, or you think that something's going to happen, or maybe a light bulb's going to pop up in their head and boom, I realize Erica's the one I love. Erica's the one I want to be with. No, I realize that I done fucked up because this that I left her for is not it. And if you're anything like Erica, you are one type of person that, listen, I'm not an option, especially after I made you a priority. You made me into an option after I made you a priority? No, that's one big mistake. That's one big mistake that people make. And at the end of the day, you have to keep that, you have to keep your backbone up. You have to stand strong and firm with it and say, no, I'm no one's option. I'm no one's option. I'm not going to sit here and be your beck and call girl or boy. I'm not going to sit here and be your, your late night booty call or whatever the hell it is that these people do nowadays, because I don't even know anymore. But you have to put yourself first. And if someone tells you after you decide not to, because I noticed one thing about people like this, the one thing they love to do is they love to make you feel shitty for saying no or rejecting them. And you don't have to even disrespect them, guys. You don't even have to tell them go F yourself. You could just be like, thank you, but no thank you. I'm good. They will do every and anything possible to poke at you, to press your buttons, to make you feel like crap. They will do all of that just to make you, just to try to hurt you because you rejected them, because you told them no. That's the problem. When you invest so much time and energy, you hold out hope, but they never change. Exactly. They don't. They don't, and they won't. And when you have someone who's been so ingrained with this, guys, we're adults, right? Some of us are in our, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. When you dealt with someone within the same age bracket as you got to think about it too. It's been ingrained in their mind for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And nowhere in between that time did they ever take any kind of initiative or make any type of effort to change their behaviors. They never did that. You're just now finding out about it. But they never took any kind of initiative to change anything. And now all of a sudden, when you say, I'm up, I'm out, I'm done, I'm not doing it no more, go do you. You want all of that out there, you go right ahead and do so. Okay? Ten cuidado. Because at the same time, as they're going out there and they're just, flip-flopping all over the place with other fish in the sea, okay? They'll come back with a hook. I'm not even going to say a hook up there. But you know what I mean. You guys know what I mean, okay? They want to go out there and, what was the term? Bad bait. No, what did I say? I said on my TikTok, I was like, listen, they left you for Big Booty Judy or Big Dick Rick. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what they wanted. That was what was, stroking their ego. That was what was tickling their fancy or whatever the case may be. Let them go out there and do what they want to do. Let them go out there and do your thing. Go ahead. You want to go ahead and do you? Go ahead and do you. The audacity, of course, that they have for you thinking that you're going to sit there and just be like, okay, all right, because they think that if they cover it up or if they gaslight you or if they make you feel like you're going crazy for actually seeing shit for what it is, you'll be so confused to the point that you have no choice but to let them in when they do decide to come back, because what I can't prove anything, or I can't say that you were doing this, or technically I don't know that, or whatever the case may be. No. Listen, I honestly, if my ex told me let's go on a break, I'm like, but for what? And I was trying hard to understand and figure out why, what was I doing? That was me. The first initial thing I did was I took the blame. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And more or less, what did I do now? Because every and anything I ever did was never good enough for that person. Every and anything I ever did, that person always walked around with a mean face, always walked around with a nasty attitude. It just was constant. It was constant. And lo and behold, I just come to realize, okay, this person is not equipped to be emotionally available. He's still, he's still hung up on his ex. And more so, the trauma bond between the two of them. He's still hung up on that. He's walking around triggered. He is treating me like shit, projecting onto me, projecting on whatever happened between him and his ex onto me. It was just too much. And yet, I still stayed. I was being an idiot. I stayed because I was trying my hardest to prove to him that I'm different. I'm not like everybody else. I'm different. I don't want you to think that I'm doing something when I'm not doing something. I'm a different person. I'm not that person. I'm not this person. But their actions sure enough do come to the surface when they show their true colors. You sure enough see everything at the end. It all comes to the surface. And it makes you question everything. It makes you question, were they ever being honest with you? Were they ever being genuine with you? Were they ever, really caring about you? Did they ever really love you? Like, all these questions come to your mind. And it hurts because you internalize that as being unlovable. You internalize that as being, but you got to look at it this way. If you've gone through these patterns before, if you've dealt with these type of situations before, okay? If you've done these things before, not with just your ex, but previous exes, people before that, it's you who is in a bad cycle. It's you. And it's not you in that I'm saying, oh, you brought out their anger issues, you brought out this, you brought out that. Your trauma, whatever is holding you back within yourself, your trauma, okay, is what's sustaining these types of relationships. So not only are you attracting toxic relationships, but you're sustaining them. It's one thing to attract the relationship, but it's another thing to sustain it. It's another thing to stay in it for longer periods of time. Anybody can attract a narcissist, sociopath, psychopath, schizophrenic, bipolar, borderline. You can attract anything, anybody. Okay? It does not matter. But staying in a relationship with someone who has mental illness, who has abuse issues, okay, and it's a constant thing. It's like, oh shit, wait, my last 4 relationships that I attempted to, each and every one of them had a problem. You and your trauma need healing. Because once you heal your trauma, trust and believe, once you heal your trauma, anybody who does anything remotely toxic is going to be a total turnoff for you. It's going to be a complete turnoff, and you're not going to want anything to do with these people. Hi, official. Yeah, Chris. Listen, and I get it. They like to go for the kind of people who will, boost up their image. Okay, they like to go for the kind of people who will, stroke their ego. So whether you are extremely, like, for example, if you have status, if you have a large platform, if you're well known, if you're famous, whatever the case may be, they will do any and everything possible to get into the picture with you because you're going to boost up their image. You're going to, they're going to reap the benefits off of you. All right. Or, and I'm not saying that anyone's unattractive, because that's not the case. You can be completely attractive, but have very low self-esteem. If they get a taste of your low self-esteem, they will take advantage of it. They'll take advantage of it because they know you'll not only put them on a high pedestal, but you will do whatever it takes to keep them, and to show the world that, listen, I'm finally happy. I'm with this person. This person loves me. This person adores me. The reality of it is, this person wants something from you. They want something from you. Okay? Men, fellas, stay away from these little hoochie mamas, man. Stay away from these little femme fatales, these little opportunistic females, the kind of females who use their body to gain whatever it is they can, the kind of females who like to be the seductresses, the kind of females who have a whole fan club, because that's their harem. That is their harem. Okay, they like the attention. They love the fact that people drool over them, and they may not even entertain these people. It's not even about entertaining them. It's about, oh, they're giving me attention and I won't say a word to them. Stay away from these females, man. I'm telling you, just because it looks good does not make it a good look. Okay, you're gonna mess around and deal with the kind of female that did some dirty shit, and then you end up really regretting it. And ladies, the same for you too. The same for you too. All right. Pay attention to the red flags. Pay attention to, listen, Jezebel's spirit doesn't only attach to women, it attaches to men too. Okay? It attaches to men too. And trust and believe, she was able to control her husband when she was alive. She was able to control and manipulate her husband. You better believe she'll be able to control and manipulate you too. We're not immune to these types of things. Okay, we're not like, we can protect ourselves as much as we possibly can, but at the end of the day, if Satan wants you, he's going to dangle it in front of you, man. He's going to bait you. He is going to bait you. You notice how these people like to bait you? He will do the same thing. So just keep that in mind. Don't fall for the charm, the superficial nonsense. Don't fall for that. Do not fall for any of that. If it does not seem genuine and authentic, don't stay with someone just because they look a certain way or because they make you feel a certain type of way. That's what charmers do. Charmers will try to make you feel like the king or the queen of the world just to find out your vulnerabilities and hurt you, use it against you. Okay? If you've ever gone through a discard and if they try to hoover you back in, everybody has a different situation. But a prime example of a charmer trying to hoover you back in, coming around and dressing really nice, maybe wearing the kind of the perfume that she or he knows that you love, and really trying to talk sweet to you, talk soft to you. They're just kind, and it's just like, listen, we've been through this before, and we've known each other for so long. We've been back and forth in each other's lives. Like, we have a connection. Let's not, that's fucking charming, bro. Charmers do that. They'll use sex. They'll try to seduce you. They'll use sex, and knowing that there's a certain, because once they've had sex with you, okay, first of all, once a narcissist has had sex with you, I want you to understand something. Whatever spirit, whatever entity, whatever demon, whatever the hell it is you want to call it that's attached to them, it's going to attach to you. That's what makes it so damn draining, because it's still sucking the life out of you, whether you're in their presence or not. You guys create soul ties with these people. You created soul ties with these people, okay? And these people that walk around with all these different attachments on them, you create a soul tie with them. Guess what? Those attachments are attaching to you. They're coming onto you. And that's why you lose yourself in the whole process, because you're being drained, completely and utterly drained. Hi, Kara. Yeah. Yep. And if you've noticed, guys, watch videos, figure out how to break soul ties. All right. If you haven't already, you need to figure out how to break soul ties, because if you have gone through a narcissistic discard or what have you, and you are like completely no contact with the person, but you can't seem to understand why you're dreaming about the person, or why you're thinking about the person, or when you're just trying to get away from the person, they have a soul tie with you. Okay, you have a soul tie with them. You have to cut that tie. I mean, cut it completely. Break the connection, the cord, the tie, whatever you want to call it. Break it. Break it. All right, because these people have just, listen. I'm a spiritual person in the aspect of, I believe in God. Okay, I believe in prayer. I believe in the greater good. I don't deal with, candles. I don't do witchcraft. I don't do any of that stuff. That stuff is not even allowed in my home. I don't do any of that. But I'm going to tell you something. People who are of narcissistic nature, who want control, who want to try to control you, they will do that too. Yes, they will. They will resort to trying to do any and everything possible. Okay? And for those who don't believe it, you don't have to believe it. Doesn't mean it's not real. Doesn't mean it's not real. All right? You have to be very, very careful. Be careful of your surroundings. Look around. Make sure that you are not being followed. Make sure that, if you see something that seems out of the ordinary, I don't know. Always use discernment. Okay? Put eyes in the back of your head. Walk around with something if you have to, because you just never know. You just never know. Okay? You have to follow proper precautions to effectively break free from these people. Just because you say it's over doesn't mean that it's over for them. They can try to find ways, or they may wait until the dust settles for a while, and then what happens? They may try to come back around and pose as being, I just want to be friends. I just want to see how you're doing. Any little thing to get back in. Any little thing to get back in. Or they may try something to the effect of, they could have went to the hospital for, I don't know, a simple routine checkup, whatever. They could use that as an excuse. Oh my God, I was in the hospital. Oh my God, I almost had a heart attack, or this and that. And you come to find out they went to get their blood pressure checked or something. I mean, it could be something really stupid, but they'll try to find ways to use excuses to contact you, to see you, to be around you, whatever the case may be. Okay, these are people that you need to leave them in God's hand. Leave them in God's hands and just let him deal with them. Let him deal with them, because only he can take care of them the way we can't. My ex was a self-proclaimed witch, admitted to doing magic, did a lot of inner purification stuff to break away mentally and emotionally. That's what I'm saying, man. People who do that black magic stuff, first of all, I'm not insulting anyone's beliefs. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, listen, I believe in God. I believe in, Jesus. That's all I need to believe in. Okay. I don't do santeria. They call that white magic. I don't do brujeria. They call that black magic. I don't do voodoo, juju, voodoo. None of that. I don't do none of that. Okay. Anybody who resorts to doing magic, anyone who resorts to, conjuring spirits or doing things like that, I'm going to tell you right now, man, these people are really so desperately in need for control that they will go to these lengths to really try and suck you back in. It's like to say, instead of taking accountability for their actions, instead of being a man or being a woman and saying, I apologize, I'm sorry for what I've done, what do? They will go to witch doctors, and they will go to places where they light up candles and chants, and they do all types of stuff, gather bones, whatever. They will go to them just to try to control you from the external, to control you and lure you back in. Like, what? No, what? If you have to do that, that's really sad. That's really sad. So not only are you dealing with things that you really shouldn't be dealing with, you're touching things that you should not be touching, because let me tell you something. You make a deal with the devil, you better be prepared to pay up. Be prepared to pay up. That's why I don't deal with none of that shit. I don't deal with any of that. But they will do these things to try to trap you back in. Or they'll try to put maybe stuff in your food. Okay, be careful with that too. Putting stuff in the food. I let me not say anything about that. I'm not even going to sit here and try to assume or try to point in that direction, because I'm a little leery about the whole food thing and putting stuff in the food, because they say that when people are trying to put things in your food, the food, what they'll do is they'll make it extra, spicy or salty or whatever, so you can't notice a taste, or you can't notice the difference. It's like to mask. It's to mask what they're putting in. And you got husbands, wives, parents who do shit like this. They do things like this. Okay? Narcissistic people go to very, very, very far extremes to have control, to control people, control how you think, control how you live, control everything about you. And I'm old-fashioned. It's good old accountability. You're not going to take accountability. That black magic shit is not working on me. It really is not working. And I know that I've had, not that I've had, but I know there were people who have performed black magic on me. I know that for a fact. And the fact that they would do that, okay, because a lot of it's been revealed to me. Revealed to me. The fact that they would perform black magic on me, and then they'll sit there and wait to see if it's working, or they'll sit there to see, is anything happening yet? No, because I don't allow shit like that in my home. That shit is not welcome in my home. And whatever you're trying to throw at me, you're trying to, conjure up and bring towards me, I block it. Just like I block the people from my past. Just like I block the narcissistic people, selfish, two-faced, hypocritical people from my past. I simply block it. I don't allow it to get to me. I don't allow it to affect me. Be careful, guys. Be careful with it. If they have things of yours, if they have objects of yours, it could be a pencil, okay? Anything that has attached that you have been attached to, they can try to do things like that. You have to be very careful, okay? Be extremely careful. It absolutely is, Sergio. It absolutely is. People who resort to witchcraft, santeria, or just whatever, they're aiming to bend your will. That's what they do. It's to bend someone else's will, is to manipulate the person to, to follow their rules. Listen, if God does not bend my will, I'm not letting you bend my will. I'm not letting your master, your devil bend my will. I'm not going to do that. It's not going to happen. And at the end of the day, when they deal with stuff like that, if you have people that are, protected, those same spirits that they try to send to you or send to people to harm them, if you're protected in the end, those spirits end up coming back. All of that stuff goes back to them. And people who deal with stuff like that, they end up getting it worse. People don't realize that when you try to conjure spirits, you're pretty much selling souls and lives. And I mean, they think, oh well, I throw a couple of I'll put some offerings and do this and that. No. Okay. You have a lot of people on YouTube who have been like, previously occult leaders and, war like witchcraft, just pretty much different type of priests in these occults who have converted, into, majority of them converted to Christianity, following Christ now, but they explain the types of things that these people in these occults do. And listen, I ain't knocking no one for doing whatever the hell it is they want to do with their own life. But the minute you start trying to pass that on to someone else, you start trying to conjure spirits, or you try to throw black magic or whatever to someone else to cause them harm, to cause them failure in their life, not for nothing, you get everything you deserve. I think whoever does that should get everything they deserve. And when it doesn't work and it decides to come back and bite them in the ass, I feel no sympathy for them. I feel no sympathy and I feel no empathy for them. Because it's just sad how people have to resort to that to get people to, yeah. Oh, I know, Awake. I know. I did my time studying things too because I had to learn how to protect myself. I had to learn how to protect myself and keep myself and my son protected. I had to learn these things, and I never really wanted to get involved in these things. And considering my family, listen, a lot of you already know that, Hispanic people were very familiar with the occult. We're very familiar with, the ancestral lineage, and where it's all derivative. And I just am one of those who doesn't get involved with that. I don't. I see no need. If someone tells me I don't want to be with you anymore, I'm done with you. All right, it hurts like hell. Yes. If I gotta move on, I gotta move on. I don't need to sit here lighting candles saying, "Oh, make this person fall in love with me." Oh, or making, taking water and all this bullshit. No way. Why do I need to do all of that? Why do I need to do all of that? No. Anybody who does black magic, who tries to bend someone's will, who tries to make them fall in love with them, who tries to control them, or, bro, listen, no. Nope. I'm good. I'm good on that one. But guys, I'm going to, in case anyone wasn't here from the beginning of the video, the live, just to inform you guys, I am officially going back to school. I have already put in for my application. I have 2 essays. I think it's 2 or 3. I have to check my email, but I have a couple of essays that I need to do because that's part of the placement. I have to, the admissions process. But if all goes well, I will be starting school September 8th. This will be affecting, yes, it will be affecting the channels, but not greatly. It's just going to be a little bit of a rotation going on. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. In the meantime, I will continue to do my weekly lives. I'll continue to do the one-on-ones. I will have one-on-ones for the month of August. once everything's set up, you guys can go to the website, narcsurvival101.com. You can check out the schedule there. And in the meantime, if anyone wants to send me any emails, you can send me emails, narcsurvival101@gmail.com. And, again, things are going to change a bit, but I got to do this. I have to get this done. I want to get my degree in this. I want to be able to be completely 100,000% legit for you guys, in that I am accredited. Okay. I'm already real. I'm already 100 with you guys. You already know that. But I want to have my degree in it. So that way I can really, really show you what I can do. And just, give it to you guys I just want it. Okay. I just want it. Something that I definitely want to do. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. And, but I definitely am going to make more. I'm going to make more effort to do more content, make more videos for you guys at least. So even if I can't do lives all the time, you guys will have updated videos on there. I still want to do the video on the Jezebel spirit, with regards to, narcissism, both men and women, narcissistic men and women. And there's going to be a few more things. So definitely be on the lookout for it. But in the meantime, we will resume with our weekly lives. I'm just cutting tonight's live short because I have to get started on these essays, because I got to have everything submitted by Monday, because I have to reach the deadline. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. I'm hoping, and when I do, guys, when I do get it, I mean, who knows? I might even be able to open my own practice. I might even be able to do that. I'm looking forward to just so many different things. And I just woke up and said, it's time I start doing things. I start doing way better than I'm doing now. I'm blessed. I'm humbled. I'm happy. But I definitely want to work further. Just go a little bit. I'm a goat, guys. I'm a goat. I like to go above and beyond. That's just me. But and at least I'll be legit, so that way I can actually be able to provide online services to people, possibly physical services, and that I get to maybe open up an office. Who knows? Maybe I can. No, I don't think I really want to have anybody going to the house. I know there are people who do practices. They practice at home. I think it would probably be better if I just rented an office. I think that would be better. But we're gonna do big things, and I want you guys to be a part of it. I appreciate the love and support that you guys have been giving to me these past few years. And you guys are amazing, like truly amazing people. And I would not be here right now if it wasn't for you guys. I really wouldn't be. Okay, I started this, yes, but you guys really helped form this. And I'm just glad I can be here for everyone. I'm glad I can be the friend if you need a friend. I'm glad I could be the therapist if you need a therapist, and now I get to actually give you some really good advice, because I will be a professional. So we'll get there. We will get there, guys. Yes, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. So guys, I'm going to call it a night. We're going to have dinner, and I got to get on this. But I do thank you guys for being here tonight. Anyone who was unable to make it to the live, that's fine. I love you anyway. I'm sure you'll comment once you are able to see it. I will be on TikTok live next week. Tuesday? You sure? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Tuesday. I'll be on TikTok live next week on Tuesday, and I'll be back here next Friday. I'll let you guys know how it goes, how it went. And wish me luck on it, guys, because I'm really going to need it. And pray for protection over it, please. Because as much as I know that people say it's best to keep good news to yourself, I wanted to share it with you guys because you guys are important to me. So just please send your prayers, put your protection over it, and let's do this. Let's do this, guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight, guys. I love you all. I hope you have a beautiful remainder of your weekend. I hope you have a cool weekend, because I know it's going to be in the 90s over here. So I don't know how the temperature is going to be with you guys. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. Stay no contact. Stay away from the ex. Stay awesome, guys. Stay awesome. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you so much. Yes, Ty, absolutely. But it helps for you guys to intercept, okay? Intercept on it for me, please. Be the intercessors and just, stand guard. Just go arm in arm and just stand around it and just, I really want to try to do this. I'm going to push for this, and I'm not going to let anything stop me. I'm not going to let anything stop me. So, beautiful people, have a beautiful night. Have a wonderful weekend. Like I said, stay cool, stay hydrated, stay awesome as you all are, as you all always have been. I'll see you guys next week. Catch me on TikTok Live on Tuesday, and of course, back here on Friday for the YouTube Live. Besos. Love you all, guys. Have a great night. I'll see you next week.